Welcome back to Good Day Maine. For the past 2 weeks on Transparency Tracker, we've been taking a closer look at different revenue streams in Maine as part of our series, The Extra Price You Pay.
We've already analyzed state revenues collections from alcohol and tobacco and gambling. Now, in the final part of the series, we're going to take a look at revenues from the state's marijuana industry.
Here with an in-depth look at how much money has been generated since marijuana taxes began in 2020 is CEO and founder of OpenTheBooks.com, Adam Andrzejewski. Adam, thanks for being here. So how much exactly did Maine collect from marijuana sales last year?
So $40 million. It was actually $39 million, and it was up sharply from all the other previous years. So the industry looks like it is growing in the state of Maine. Look, there's a $5 billion state budget, so it's still just a drop in the bucket in terms of state revenues. There is a 10% sales tax on the sale of marijuana in the state of Maine, and that's a difference. Normally, when you pay sales tax, you're paying it at a rate of 5.5%. So there was almost $250 million of marijuana sold in Maine last year, probably $230 million sold to generate the $23 million on the sales tax. Growers also pay a tax. It amounts to about an additional 10%. It's actually a tax on the marijuana flower per pound itself. Per pound, it's taxed at $385 per pound.
Adam, Maine legalized marijuana in 2016 but didn't start taxing it until November of 2020. How have the state's profits changed since then?
So the tax amount collected is up sharply. So in the first year in 2021, it was about $6 million. Over the course of a short order of time, that tripled and then doubled again to lead us to $39 million this year in terms of collection. But I do want to point out it might be leveling off because the previous year was about $37 million. This year's $39 million. So the growth may be slowing.
And what does Maine use this tax revenue for?
So most of it, 88% of it, goes to general revenue spending, just in the state budget. They can use it for any purpose. But 12% of it actually goes into a special cannabis fund. This fund helps reimburse city governments for the expense of and impacts of marijuana legalization locally. It goes for police training. It goes for public health and safety education. Governor Mills also signed legislation to use some of the money to give special tax breaks to the growers because growers of marijuana on the federal level, they're not eligible for federal tax breaks like other businesses get, and Maine's trying to make up that difference.
How do Maine's taxes compare to other states that have legalized marijuana?
So because of the population in Maine being smaller, there's 21 states that have legalized marijuana, but the collection of taxes, is smaller in Maine. But if you compare it up against similarly sized East Coast states like, for instance, Vermont or Rhode Island, Maine has twice the tax collection of those states. But if you compare it up against Massachusetts, Maine is dwarfed by Massachusetts. Massachusetts collects 7 times the amount on marijuana. Now, there's extra advantages to Maine. Many cities in states that have legalized also tax the marijuana sale, and Maine doesn't do that.
Adam Andrzejewski, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you.
To a developing story now out of Trenton near Mount Desert Island. 2 people are dead after a small plane